what a hard life.
Shout out to Kimmy and Kirby, the chimps from my second birthday party. They are long dead, undoubtedly.
No,
actually not.
Time.
Well, they were old.
Michael Jackson's chimp is still alive.
They're older. They were older than me at the time. So like those chimps are probably in their late 30s now.
They lived in 40s,
infinitely, right? I think.
Okay. All right. Well then, I hope Kimmy and Kirby. I hope you're doing all right. Actually, I hope Kirby's doing all right. I hope Kimmy was killed in some sort of accident soon after the party. She pushed me off of my Kawasaki. I've told this story before. I had just gotten a brand new Kawasaki, and I was wanting to ride it around, and she shoved me right off of it. It was a tiny little four-wheeler thing like that, like a little child would sit on, and you press the button, and it has a little battery, and it goes. Ee!
It was like the little battery-powered RC cars that everybody had. Like girls would get the Barbie car. I had the Jeep. The Jeep was big in the early 90s.
Kirby was astute. He was smart. Now that's a chimp. If you told me he knew how to read, I might buy it. Kimmy, there's no way you could teach that bitch to read anything.
You just mad at her because she made you the bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, you cracked the case on that one. She hopped on my Kawasaki and drove away, and the chimp handler was like, ha ha ha, and I was like, this is my party.
That didn't happen.
She got on it. Yeah. I don't remember if she actually like moved it away, but she
left.
Yeah.
She took your spot on the car, your little electric car?
Yes, she pushed me off of it. My mom used to tell me the story, like, oh yeah, and then Kimmy came over and pushed you off and you got on. And so I've always been a Kirby man myself.
My brother set me free. I don't know the details of the story. I'm too young to remember it, but I was like 2 outside in a bassinet, and somehow the bassinet was locked. I've never seen a bassinet with a child lock or whatever. Maybe it had a mosquito net or something, but my brother knew how to undo the lock. So he set me free, and I ran away from home at like 2 years old. No one knew where I was. A neighbor was like, did you lose your child? And my mom's like, yeah, I've been looking for him. That's kind of where the story wraps, but it's part of the Woodworth lore that my brother tried to get rid of me at 2 years old.
Damn. And he would have gotten away with it too.
It wasn't his meddling neighbors.
Yeah, my youngest brother must have been like 4 or 5. So I was like 12. My other brother was 11. And we were at my grandparents' house. And like for the first time ever, my grandparents like both had to go do something at work. And so they were like, now you guys just stay here in the house, stay around the house. So you can, go play in the field, ride the 4-wheelers, whatever you want to do. But, stick around here. And like for some reason, my youngest brother was like, I'm going to run away. Like I'm running away. And oh no, I believe it was literally because he wanted to watch something gay, like JJ the Jet Plane. And me and my other brother were like, we're watching Street Sharks. That's what's going to happen. And he threw a tantrum over it and he left. And me and I'm 12, my other brother's 11. We like watch him leave with his little backpack full of Slim Jims, which is like all he packed. And we like watched him walk like somberly out. And then like every 10 feet, he'd like turn around and look at us, looking at him through the mirror, like he was about to cry, and then turn, walk a little further. And then after like maybe 10 minutes, he never even left our eyesight. He turns around to come back defeated. And we had locked him out of the house to be like, all right. And then he's like begging us to come back in. And we're like, you said you could handle the world. Well, we hope it goes well. Tell us how it goes. And he's like, Taylor, let me in. And then we did let him back in, obviously.
Taylor, are you watching Chimp Crazy?
No, I didn't. I don't know what this is.
Thank you, Woody.
What's Chimp Crazy?
Tell us.
I hope that Kyle has seen it. My wife is watching it. I have to catch up. And it is basically Tiger King. Remember the COVID era Netflix special?
Yeah.
But it's chimps. And it takes place in Missouri. Apparently, Missouri is a chimp hotbed of illegal activity. And there are all these like chimp people missing noses and shit.
I don't think you can say chimp people. Can we strike that? Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay, go
ahead. Yeah. So I was hoping that Taylor would be like, yes, I'm addicted to Chimp Crazy. I can't wait for each episode every week. I think it's 3 episodes in on Max.
It looks like there's 2 available now. Chimp Crazy. Oh, 3 episodes. I guess they don't have the 3rd one for free yet. Former nurse turned exotic animal broker Tanya Haddix, who refers to herself as the Dolly Parton of chimps, spends her days caring for animals in captivity. However, her limitless love for one chimpanzee spins into a wild cat and mouse game with authorities and animal rights groups. Through the experience of Tanya and other chimp moms, Chimp Crazy reveals the bonds between owners and their highly intelligent great ape pets, the risks humans take when they raise these animals as members of their family, and the risks to the welfare of the animals themselves.
My wife said they take these chimps to children's birthday parties in Missouri.
Oh, that's not
I'm
cool.
like, wait a minute.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes.
Taylor,
I have direct experience with Chimp Crazy. My second birthday, 1993. They brought it out to my parents' house.
dude, does that make sense to you now though? Like was it a baby chimp or was it a man chimp?
At my birthday party, they were baby chimps. They were very little.
See,
Kimmy and Kirby.
That does remind me of the Tiger King shit with the baby cubs and everything. But like a live adult chimp at a birthday party sounds like I don't know. Bring a shark to a pool party. Like, what are you doing?
I like that analogy.
In retrospect, it was a really just bad thing to do. Like chimps, all it takes is 1 second of them being a little upset and they'll rip your nose off. Even a little baby is strong.
No. Chimps,
well, these babies were little.
Name me half a dozen instances of chimps being violent towards humans.
The lady who gave it Vicodin and wine.
That's one.
And
by your own admission, that chimp had been drugged, madam.
See, when we talk about that chimp who fucked that lady up, I'm like you are with Michael Jackson. Like, that chimp didn't do anything wrong. He was being bullied. They kept him in a fucking bird cage all day. They probably made fun of him.
Chris Brown.
They were getting him
Chris
fucked
Brown
up.
Scenario.
Harambe was minding his own business, and then this kid comes jumping in.
Dude,
that's true.
Since Harambe.
There was no better way to handle that.
I can't recall the Harambe video. So he went up to the kid and just
he was dragging the kid around the
was he?
cage a little bit. Yeah, he was like grabbing and pulling him around. It was like at any moment he might have started ripping off limbs, but
he was about to peel that kid like a banana. Just trust me.
I think it's all but guaranteed Harambe was going to kill that kid if they hadn't put him down.
You're coming off like a tempest. Just saying.
I don't think so.
Well, this would be a gorilla.
I mean, look, if the cops had a better record when it came to this sort of thing, maybe I could be on their side. But I bet, having seen how they operate on the streets, that Harambe was, not doing anything wrong. He was probably just driving down the street in a car that looked nice or something.
I was going to say
there's a chimp farm in Festus, Missouri. I know exactly
those two words don't go together.
Chimp farm.
How far is the drive? Am I doxing you?
I imagine chimps doing work.
It'd be a couple hours. Like, that's more southern Missouri. But
we got to get past this segment because there's too many racist jokes I want to make.
I'm baiting you. I'm teeing you up.
Chimp farm. Oh, a plantation.
You guys just can't enjoy the purity and the fun of a chimp farm without resorting to your immaturity.
Chimps shouldn't be in captivity. Those things are too fucking smart and too fucking dangerous. I don't want to be anywhere near a chimpanzee.
All right. Were there any incidents that you saw in the show, Woody, where like they were trying to deal with a violent chimp? My
wife's the one. Like I said, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, okay. I have to catch up to her.
I heard about it.
PETA hates her, and PETA. I don't really like them. They're too against all the foods I like, and then I also see stuff. Who knows if this is anti-PETA propaganda? But they'll be like, I guess they kill a whole bunch of dogs in their shelters, whole bunch of cats and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
They euthanize a lot of stuff.
It's not
there
ideal.
There must be an explanation. Like, if there's one thing that's true about PETA, they do kind of like animals.
They will come and take an animal that you're not supposed to have that is doing well and treated fine, and they will kill it because you having it is wrong. Like, there's plenty of instances of that.
Yeah, some of them are like entirely against pets, like the extreme animal people, where they think you owning a dog is like an evil slavery.
So
it's
I think they're against to kill the dog.
Apparently, to these crazy people,
the like homeless people having pets, because I've seen like videos of like PETA people like trying to rip a dog away from a homeless guy. Yeah, you're like, I don't know, that dog's probably happier than being dead, man. Whatever,
dude. There were a couple homeless guys when I lived in the city that had like juiced up, never once in their life been hungry pit bulls, and it's like not on a leash. It's just hanging out with its delts like just just laying on the concrete. And like I'd cross the street before I was like when I was walking to the store, because it's like that thing could lunge at me and bite clean through my ankle if it didn't want to take my foot off. I'm not fucking with that. And then what's going to happen? Is the homeless guy going to jump into action when his crazed dog that he's probably been given little nibbles of meth comes at me? Oh no. Maybe I can get the dying Kimmy and Kirby I got for my second birthday. Those two motherfuckers are definitely dead. Landmark, when I was 2 or 3, my birthday, I was obsessed with monkeys, and my parents hired this company to come out with 2 little chimpanzees. Looking back on it, tremendously dangerous to let those things run around those kind of kids. And I got a Kawasaki, a little 4-wheeler that like a little kid would sit on, a little electric thing and ride around. Yeah. And I remember Kirby was cool as shit. The male one, he was hanging out with me. We were palling around. Loved Kirby. Not a bad word to say about that now definitely dead monkey. Kimmy was an absolute bitch. She pushed me off of my Kawasaki as I was riding it for the first time, and then jumped on and drove it away, and I was distraught. And so big ups to Kirby for my 3rd birthday party. Fuck you, Kimmy. I'm glad you're dead.
I love that you had multiple monkeys for your birthday party at 3rd grade or 3 years old. Were you 3rd grade?
3. I was 3.
It's almost wasted on a 3-year-old.
One of my first memories is being pushed off of a Kawasaki by a monkey. Like one of the first memories that I have like really ingrained in my head is looking to my right and seeing an ape come towards me and push me off my Kawasaki and commandeer. Which I'm gonna hold that. It was scary at the time.
Fuck, it's hard to find monkey rental. So the first hit I got was the top 10 monkey rentals in St. Louis. I'm like, oh my God, this place is a gold mine of monkey rentals. But then the link didn't go anywhere. Trove of apes. However, I can get you a donkey, a tarantula, a snake, or a parrot, or more birds. It's hard to find monkeys.
I searched Chimp Party St. Louis, and I did not get what I was looking for.
Oh. Dude, I bet there were 0 regulations on this shit in 1993. Doing whatever you wanted.
You might have to live stream from the zoo.
Would you let a donkey come into the room with you? Absolutely not. Because what if we put a big diaper on the donkey?
I'm not putting a diaper on a donkey. It'll kick me.
Look, they're going to diaper the donkey for you. Don't worry about that. But just imagine
if a free diaper donkey, then I don't think there's a problem.
Imagine if like every time someone subscribes, you sort of like jerk its halter and it goes like does that donkey bray. Like, oh, dude, I'd love that. I'd tune in if there was a donkey on your stream.
I understand your resistance to the donkey, but you can get a white buffalo.
None of these are monkeys.
Wait.
We're doing our best here.
Taylor, I think I might have a winner here. You can get a ring-tailed lemur.
Oh. See, but the lemurs are the idiots of monkeys.
I think you're being a bit monkist.
I'm being a bit monkist.
Dude, you're gonna get Landmark banned with your extreme monkism.
No, I'm an apist. Yeah, but like lemurs, well-known stupid monkeys.
He won't stop until he's off the air.
Bright monkey.
Chimpanzee rental? Like, can you rent a chimpanzee? Top animal entertainers for hire in St. Louis.
Are there any good ones?
I'm going to click birthday for a child.
In the age 30.
How many guests are you expecting at the event? 1,500.
Yeah, 1,500 people. No, they're all coming digitally. It'll just be me.
Do you know the address? Yes. Well, I'm not going to give it to you. Come on, give me to the chimps.
Dude, just send the chimp to Woody's house and he'll ship it to me.
That's the way
He'll
to
just
go.
burn in the fire.
Oh, this place has a sloth. This place has a sloth.
We're getting close. Is a sloth related to a koala bear? Am I right about that?
I think koalas are marsupials.
It's the kangaroo that's related to the sloth.
No, it's the kangaroo that's related to the koala.
Oh, I meant I said it backwards.
Not
the opossum.
Is the koala a marsupial?
Yes.
I think it might be.
Really?
Yes.
Man, the things you learn online.
This place will just send you a pirate. I mean, It's
A
not
real, like a Somali one? Do I get to pick the?
he's more of a Jack Sparrow style player.
Oh, hold out for the Somali, Taylor. 2,500 subs is a big.
You are getting when you place the order. I thought it was going to be kind of like a Blackbeard situation.
Oh no!
Kyle, you have been overjoyed to discuss this monkey show with me. And I think it's almost for the best I haven't watched it yet. I put it on my list. I'm going to watch it.
So it's Max. What is it called again? Chimp Crazy? What is
Chimp Crazy.
Crazy. So it's made by the same guy who made Tiger King, but he made such a name for himself amongst, crazy people who keep exotic animals that he couldn't stick his name on the project. So he does what he's like, so we hired a stand-in director. And I'm like, so you hired an actor to pretend he's a director so that you can hide in the shadows and make your expose and they won't know what's coming. That's what he did. The guy he hired, perfect. He's perfect. He hires this guy who went to prison. This guy went to prison for iguana smuggling or some shit. So when he goes to the chimp people, they're like, we don't, no cameras. No, Connie doesn't want to talk to you. She's the chimp queen. You might be trying to take her down. He's like, no. My name is Ignacio. I went to prison for, he doesn't sound like this at all. He's like actually half black. I went to prison for smuggling iguana. The iguana is a beautiful creature. And they're like, oh shit, we didn't know that. 14 months in prison for iguanas? You're a man. Come on in, talk to us. Basically, there's 3 episodes of this shit. It's on HBO or Max or whatever they want to call it. Come out a new episode every Sunday, and they talk about the chimp industry, as it were, which apparently, Taylor, is Missouri.
Yeah,
the chimp industry in the United States, all chimp roads lead to Missouri because of y'all's crazy laws. You can do anything. Freedom because of the freedom y'all have.
Because of the freedom of Missouri. Yes.
Yeah. So that y'all have those exotic animal auctions where they'll run like kudu and gazelle and zebra, like through it looks like a cattle auction that I've seen. Yeah. But it's kangaroos and shit that people are bidding on because you can get whatever you want in Missouri, I suppose. Well, these chimps are all coming from this one old lady named Connie. She's the chimp fucking queen. And she's been breeding chimps in Missouri at her place since like the 70s or something. She's old as fuck now. But all the chimps you've ever seen
who are here in the 70s aren't old. Just saying.
Yeah, but I mean the chimps are still up. Those collars were cool, man. I got nothing against the 70s. Fuck it. If you've ever seen a chimp on like a Hallmark card, that Hallmark card where it's like couldn't afford an exotic dancer. This is the best exotic dancer I could afford, and it's like a chimp coming out of a birthday cake or something.
Yeah,
those are all Tonka the chimp. He was the most attractive chimp of all time. He is the fucking Elvis of chimps.
That was a guy.
That was Tonka the chimp. Yeah, that was a gay chimp that in that card that you got. You gay.
Makes me a little gay.
Makes you a little gay. It does.
Tonka the chimp.
If you've ever seen any movies with like a chimp in it, and I'm sure you have, lots of kids movies used to always have like a kid palling around with a little monkey. It's Tonka the chimp. He was the GOAT. Okay. But the thing about chimps is their lifespan is the same as ours. So after 6 or 7, though, you can't be palling around with little kids on a movie set anymore because you can bite people's faces off any minute now. And so they put Alan Cummings is the actor who acted with him. He's a famous actor. If you saw him, you'd recognize him. He's an Irish guy. They interview him and he's like, I did this movie with Tonka back in 92. And I loved him. And he shows all these pictures with Tonka. And he's like, every time he'd see me, his eyes would light up and he'd rush to me. He would ask for permission to hug me. And when they gave the permission, he would tremble with love when he hugged me. And they told me that he had retired to Florida. And I thought, great. I always imagined Tonka in Florida, in Palm Springs, just gay people, old people in Tonka, him, maybe a monkey Mai Tai. But no. He's in Connie's prison in Missouri and in solitary confinement. Yeah, he's rotting away in this solitary confinement. And he's sad, and so they sick PETA on these people and they sue the fuck out of them. And
man, Connie's a horrible person.
In walks a new crazy lady because Connie's a little camera shy and she's old. This big bitch. I can't recall her name, but she's about 50 years old and everything on her body is fake. She looks like the sexy gremlin from Gremlins 2. You know, that had the lipstick and everything. she's big fake titties, big fake lips, and she's constantly getting procedures done on camera while she's talking about chimps. She's getting her eyes done, getting her lips injected and shit. She's like, they call me the Dolly Parton of chimps. Some people do. Some people call me that. Nobody has ever called you the Dolly Parton of chimps once. So she steps in to help Connie get their place straightened up for PETA, and all she does is paint everything pink. She's so disgustingly pink in everything she has with these fake wigs and shit. So long story short, that's her. That's the best photo of her that will ever be taken. By the way, you can't imagine how much that's been doctored to make her look
some very, very antiquated hair.
That's a wig. She's got lots of those wigs. It's a different wig every scene. And they look like, if it were real hair, she would be a hair model. You know what I mean? Like it's so over the top ridiculous that it's like, you're in the woods. You're shoveling hay. You're shoveling hay with 18 inches of like hair coming down the back of your. Anyway, this lady steps in, and to protect Connie, she's like, sign the monkeys over to me, and then the lawsuit will be fucked up because they're suing you because you technically own them. All of a sudden, I'll own them. It'll bugger up PETA's lawsuit. And PETA's like, we'll just tack your name on, bitch. Don't you know how the law works? And so they do take them to court. It's like, your monkeys are ours. This is the end. You didn't take care of your monkeys. Your monkeys are going to monkey paradise. And they show a place of monkey paradise, dude. I want to go. All right.
I thought like they were colloquially saying they're going to kill the monkeys.
No, they don't do that. They love monkeys. Monkeys are treasures. So they send them to like monkey paradise, which is genuinely, they showed a video of it. And there were multiple islands that were green, lush grass. And the distance between each island was just a hop and a jump. And so they had a rope bridge between each island. Imagine a dozen of them all interconnected. And the monkeys are like swinging around and running around in groups. And it looked like heaven to monkeys who'd always lived behind bars in a genuine prison.
Where are these islands?
It's Florida. It looked like it was some kind of a monkey preserve that they've like created down there because they can't go back to the wild. This is for rescued monkeys to live out there. Because again, they live 70, 80 years with medical attention. So she's like, all right. So they come and they have 7 chimpanzees. Come to get the chimpanzees. Tonka's missing.
Oh,
Tonka's not there.
She's trying to keep Tonka for herself.
So they say, where the fuck is Tonka? And they're like, Tonka died. What do you mean? What did he die of? Sick. Got sick and died. And and she's like, here's his ashes, by the way. And it's like those perfect ashes you get back from a crematorium that have been processed. And they're like, how? These are Tonka's ashes? Yeah. Where did you do this? In our backyard. You made these ashes of a chimpanzee in your backyard. Yeah, here's a sworn affidavit from my husband saying he did. No one believes this. They have them in court. They have the crazy chimp lady in court. And the documentary crew, of course, is behind the scenes. So they know the truth. And I'm not going to spoil anything because it's a developing story for me as well. I'm only on episode 3. There are only 3 episodes. Each episode is much like Tiger King, ending in this cliffhanger where you go, what? What?
Like,
what do you mean?
Like a hard-nosed detective character who's like investigating.
I suppose he'd be she calls him Pee Wee Herman. He's the PETA lawyer. He's a little guy in a gray suit, so she calls him Pee Wee Herman. But he's no nonsense. He's like, the things she said about me were so inconsequential, I don't even remember what they were. We're here for chimps.
You're hiding chimps under your floorboards, are you not? No, definitely not.
So occasionally, Taylor, they will cut to, I won't say a side story, but more of a supporting story. It's like, oh, and just so you know, the chimp that ate that woman's face that time, his name was Travis. Guess where he came from? Connie.
Chimp Crazy. Yeah.
The chimp that went to your birthday party, guess where he came from?
Chimp Crazy. Yeah.
Chimp Crazy. They had to change their name after a chimp grabbed a toddler. It didn't hurt it or anything, but it like lunged and like grabbed its little footed
like
toe.
A little PJ.
It grabbed his leg, grabbed his like foot. I don't know why foot was a hard word.
It is a tricky one. People don't know.
What's that bottom appendage? Fuck.
They became a nonprofit. They rebranded and they stopped doing the birthday parties. But apparently your dad must have plopped down like what was the monkey? How many monkeys? How many other animals showed up?
It was there were no animals other than the 2 monkeys, the 2 chimps.
Do you remember they were girls or guys?
There's 1 girl, 1 boy. One's name was Kimmy, the girl, and one's name was Kirby.
I think that was $5,000 or $6,000.
That's wild because the rest of the birthday wasn't that great.
You know where the money went. The money went to the chimps. And I say that because I think at one point they showed on screen like a menu, I'll call it. And it was like female chimp 2,500, male chimp 3,000, and they had like some other shit they could bring too, right? Because it's petting zoo type stuff.
Are these like the 1993 prices?
Yeah,
Holy
because they've been to purchase a chimp. Yes, if you want to go buy a baby chimpanzee, not some spider monkey, not one of them little ahs, a fucking chimpanzee.
I bet $10,000.
All right, we're gonna use like modern day prices, 2000s.
Yeah,
$65,000 for a chimpanzee. Because once you have one, you have an actor who's sought after by like, maybe you don't go to Hollywood, but every car dealership and like opening of a business would love to have Tommy the chimp come by and wear their shirt and swing around or something. Like they immediately become little businessmen. But then once they get big enough, because they're territorial and because that a lot of factors, if they don't give them enough outside time, they genuinely just go crazy like we do. The same way a person goes insane in solitary confinement, those monkeys go crazy and they fuck people up. And they told the story of the lady in Florida who got her face eaten off, eyes, nose, jaw, brains exposed. And then they told another story of a lady, similar situation, keeping a chimpanzee in her house like a son. And one day it got her daughter. And like they had.
Notice it's all women who are the victims. Guys can fuck up a chimp.
I got bullied by Kimmy. She was a bitch. They had no. Now looking back, it makes sense. They had no business letting. Kirby was a gentleman.
A joy. Yeah.
Couldn't have been more gentle and kind. Kimmy, and also like thinking about it again, like there was a short period during the birthday where they like had the monkeys do a couple things for us, like the trainer up there wearing his fucking Steve Irwin shorts.
What do you look like?
White guy with a vest and shorts on.
Was big guy?
No, like normal size, normal weight guy.
Bald?
I don't remember. This
only
was
asked
like 30 years ago.
I only ask. I don't want to interrupt your story because I want to interject this. Her husband, Connie's husband, is part-time monkey wrangler or something. I noticed his nose didn't look right. Like it looked fucked up.
I have an idea why. One of the fucking Kimmy got him. Yeah,
okay.
They show him, and I told my girlfriend, I was like, look at homie's nose. I was like, you think it was a car accident? She's like, he's a chimp wrangler. I think something horrific happened with the chimp. And I'm nailed it.
Next time I talk to my dad, I'll get more details on it because my memory is there were 2 people there that brought the monkeys. Honestly, I was much more fixated on the monkeys than the
wranglers.
But then like after the
him.
Monkey, is that
Show
him?
With the nose. Find him after they got his nose, because what happened was a monkey jump. He walked in the enclosure, and the lady tells the story. Well, Jim walked into Billy's cage, and Billy hopped down and he just bit his nose right off his face. He bit his nose right off his face and spat it on the ground. And Connie had to go in the cage and find the nose, and they put it on as best they could, but you've seen it.
Got your nose is a whole new twist.
Got your nose.
Fun game.
There's Taylor with his monkey.
This is me holding one of the chimps from Chimp Party back in 1993.
Taylor at 9 years old.
The kid's a little older than me. But that is like, I remember this. I remember them wearing little shorts and like being dressed up a little bit. Now I can't believe I had a birthday with these fucking chimps at it. But
here's the thing, Taylor, because they live so long.
A chimp guy?
The chimps that went to your party are in this show, like 100%.
Someone told me that Kirby was mentioned, that a chimp named Kirby was mentioned.
Sure.
Because I specifically remember Kimmy.
You will see Kirby get rescued and go to like Florida. You'll see like the chimps that went to your party are in this show because there's only 7 of them. And her place, honestly, kind of nice. Like she's got a big open area for him to swing around in.
I hope Kirby is living it up right now on an island, having a wonderful time, and I hope Kimmy was torn apart by the rest of the chimps. That bit. What I also remember is I've told the part before about Kimmy pushed me off the Kawasaki and then got on my Kawasaki and rode it away. Not cool, disrespectful. I was the birthday boy, and you shouldn't be doing that.
Nope.
There was way too much of a free play style that the handlers allowed to happen. Like, I remember, like, after a bit, like, the handlers just, like, getting up and talking to the adults and, like, eating cake or, you know, probably not drinking. You know, there probably wasn't alcohol there. It was a, 2-3-year-old's birthday party. But yeah, they really shouldn't have let the monkeys just tool around and play with all the kids, borderline unattended. I'm surprised they didn't shit in the house that I recall.
No, they wear diapers under those shorts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, this is stuff I didn't know at the time. And now
let me read this from the chat. It came from, I guess, the subreddit. So a few nights ago, me and my girlfriend found Chimp Crazy and we started watching it. I ended up mentioning the podcast I listened to, and one of the hosts was thrown off a Suzuki 4-wheeler by a chimpanzee at his 3rd birthday party that his parents had rented him. Some grammatical errors here. I showed her one of the clips and we both got a good laugh. Now, if I remember, the chimps' names were Timmy and Kirby. I shit you not, that Kirby is mentioned in this documentary series. Someone needs to forward this info.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
they did.
There's Kimmy and Kirby, but
yeah, and it was a Kawasaki, not a Suzuki, but
that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. Like when you're
orangutan.
Like when the heuristic through which you operate as a 3-year-old is like, I am the birthday boy. I can do what I want. There are monkeys here for me. And then you get actively bullied by one of the monkeys while like your grandma laughs. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? I don't outrank this little beast. And I didn't. I would if I would have had my druthers, I would have sent Kimmy home. I would have put her in a fucking cage in the back of the car.
Should have played it like a Naked in Rust, where you make it your life's mission to get back at Kirby.
No, Kirby's a gentleman in the sky. It was Kimmy.
Oh, my mistake. I flipped it.
Fist shaking to the sky.
I bet as the series goes on, if there is a real troublesome monkey that causes issues and like hurt a kid, they're going to bring up the name Kimmy. 100%.
Well, it's male chimps, it seems, that do the killing and the violence, because there's 3 examples in the show, and they go to these side stories and tell you about this other lady who had a chimp who attacked her, and you get a lot of backstory, and they interview relatives and friends. It's a really good documentary, and they do such a good job of making. We watched till 3 a.m, and we had shit to do. We had shit to do at 10 a.m. the next day, and I was like, "Do you want to finish this?" And she's like, "How can we not?" because the second episode ended at 2 a.m. for us, and we were just going to watch one, and then at 2 a.m. I'm like, "Did they just show that? We have to go to 3. We have to go to 3." I can't recommend it enough. Chimp Crazy. It's when they cover the part about the lady getting her face eaten, it's very sad and it's very upsetting. There is some sad shit, I will say. Like
I'm sure.
I won't.
Seems like they weren't treating them too nice.
They weren't being awful to them, especially not at Connie's place. They were somewhat neglectful, I would say. I mean, it didn't look that bad to me, especially what I saw. It didn't look that bad. It didn't look great, but it wasn't abuse, I didn't think. But then the other lady who just had one chimp and was just keeping him locked up with a shock collar on it, and like, that was abuse. There were some examples that was like, these people are awful. And then when the monkey goes crazy, a cop had to kill one of these monkeys, and he's telling the story, and he's like, he started shaking my police cruiser, and then he opened the door of my police cruiser and started to attack me, and that's when I shot him. He's like, and I swear to God, nobody will believe me, but we had a moment where we connected, and he said, "Do it." He was in pain and he wanted to die. He knew, and
a monkey did suicide by cop.
That's what the cop says. And dude, these monkeys are so smart. Like, better than most. But
they're smart.
They'll be like, she's having it clean its own enclosure with a rag, and he's on the inside cleaning the glass. She's like, "You missed a spot." And he's getting that, and then she's giving them Happy Meals. And they don't just rip into it like a dog would if you gave it a boxed Happy Meal. Mm-hmm. They're dipping their nuggets in the sauce, bro.
Dude, monkeys are so cool.
They're dipping their nuggets. They're dipping, and she hands him a Powerade in the bottle. Bitch takes the damn cap off and starts sipping it and not spilling. Like, he's like, Sticking his little weird lip. They got those weird lips that like come out like a little
bowl, like prehensile lips. Those big.
And they're like they're sipping these Powerades, and they love them. When she breaks out the Powerades, everybody's like, like, you want a red one?
Yeah, that's so funny. I bet they have favorite flavors.
100% they did.
Yeah.
It was really.
Yeah, they're such cool. I'm as long as the new system is they use the monkeys for car dealership commercials, and then at the age of 6 or whatever, they actually go to live on an island, and it's not like flushing a fish down the toilet or like a dog going to a farm. They're actually on an island. I'm okay with it.
And when I say island, it's a big like they have islands within their. It's hard to explain. I wish
they're
I
too
How can
smart
you
of
not
animals
be
to be
okay
fucking
with Paradise Island, and why isn't there one for washed up YouTubers?
Yeah, the fucking politicians get Little St. James. The monkeys have something else. There's nothing for the people in the middle. The bottom
fair.
1% and the top one. Nobody else gets islands. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm gonna watch that, see if it brings back some memories. I can't, dude, seeing that picture of the little pink shorts. Now I remember the little blue shorts that Kirby was wearing. Like that's so weird. So weird. That was
the personalities of the people involved. It reminds me so much of Tiger King, where you've got these crazy, outlandish. It's almost like they see these animals as an accessory to their weirdness.
But it's mostly women, it seems.
With the chimps, it's definitely mostly women. And they sort of explain that. They don't spend a lot of time on it, but I guess women who have this, I don't know what the disorder or the deal would be, but they like being the mother. They have this really strong maternal instinct with everything, and they want they want a little baby that's a baby forever. You know what I mean? They want this, that they're attracted to the chimp because it will always need her. It will always need her there. It will always, maybe they can't get that from people or adults, or maybe their own children grew up and went away. But here's a child who never grows old. He'll always need bottles and diapers.
I cannot relate to that. The best part about kids is when they start taking care of themselves. Or hit it back. That's actually true. I don't mean to make like it's all bad. When the kid actually has like an interesting thought that he could bring back to you, they get better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can't recommend that enough. The only thing I would say is when they describe that lady's attack, it's gruesome and it's upsetting, and some of the monkey stuff is sad. I almost cried a couple times, just feeling bad for the monkeys and feeling bad for just the whole scenario, because it's nobody's fault sometimes. Like the monkey did something awful, but it's like, what'd you expect? And like the people who got wounded, you're like, I mean, she loved the monkey, like she didn't know any better. So it's just a rotten situation. But those monkeys are so much smarter than I thought they were. I knew that there were like outlier monkeys, maybe like those dogs you see that are like, oh my God, how many commands does he know? But it seems like all those monkeys are just
they're smart animals.
They're like 7-year-olds. I would say they're like 7-year-old kids or something like that. Like when you tell, they genuinely do. They don't speak, but that monkey did this. He went, more food. And she's like, you want more food? More food.
Yes.
She's like, all right, let me get it together. And it's like, he's signing. He's telling her exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
Like
it's really cool.
It's really
Did they
cool.
show any footage of the old birthday parties?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
He's
probably
like, was there ever one with a pool?
because that would not have been ours.
Oh no, I thought you always had one.
No, but I would. Oh man, I need to look through a lot of those old like storage tubs and things that I got from my mom's basement and see if there's like footage of my monkey birthday party. It would be like some old
God.
like big shoulder cam footage.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I love it when Taylor brings props.
Yeah.
It's gonna be better than the phrenology book.
If I could find a picture of me with Kimmy or Kirby, I would love that. Like it might have been destroyed in the flood, like when I was like a teenager, but if not, it's probably here. Yeah. The flood that also destroyed a lot of my fucking Magic cards.
No, they were taking up a lot of space.
Cards.
I thought you were going to say something fake, like, yeah, that's where all my firearms went.
No, I'm being real. It destroyed my Magic cards. I wasn't pleased.
Every couple of years, my tax documents get lost in a flood.
The way it happened is my youngest brother. I was off at college at this time, and so my brother would have been like 12 or so, and he had a friend over, and I guess they were out in the woods or something playing, and his friend came in to shit and use the toilet in the downstairs bathroom. And you know how some kids seemingly, like, I remember when I was a kid, I would occasionally clog the toilet because I was using amounts of toilet paper that are just a baffling amount per wipe, just like packing it all in there and then overflowing the toilet because there's too much toilet paper in there. And this kid did that. And instead of like if I was going to say when I have flooded other people's bathrooms, I've immediately made it known, hey, we got to handle this. I wouldn't have if I could have hid that. Actually, I'm actually seeing my little brother's friend's point now. But he overflowed the toilet and caused so much damage. And it was a ranch style house, and so a lot of it is the basement. Like, it was a finished basement. My bedroom was in the basement. My brother's bedroom was in the basement. And it got so high because no one else was home. It flooded and destroyed the entire basement floor and like 6 inches up of drywall everywhere. There was stuff like floating in the overflow storage area. It was horrible. And so, yeah, that kid caused a huge amount of damage, wrecked my Magic cards.
How did that happen? Like, in my mind, he flushed it 720 times to get 6 inches. Like,
no, just once, and it keeps overflowing.
Yeah, he flushed it, and as it was like overflowing and continued to overflow, he just went back outside. He didn't tell anyone. He just let it overflow.
That's not what happens. Whenever I've had like a clogged toilet, the top drains to the bottom doesn't drain into the plumbing. If you flush it one more time, sometimes you can get away with it, but twice and you're definitely fucked.
I don't think that he.
Have you ever had that?
I don't think he did that.
There's a thin line between what you're talking about.
It caused that much damage because I didn't have flooring in my bedroom for a while. Like, I didn't like. It was just
clearly
the bare
something must have happened with the apparatus back there to let it flow.
Yeah, the flapper.
For all that.
But that caused some stress between my parents and that kid's parents for a while.
I bet.
Where it was like,
ruined our house.
Your kid come over and he caused like $15,000 worth of damage through flooding, and they're like, "Oops!" And it's like, well,
that sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, that sounds like a civil suit. I would sue. I would probably file a civil suit over.
You know what? I just call the insurance company. Just one last thing. On the plane, my autism demands this.
Yes,
747 carries the space shuttle around. Just saying.
Not anymore.
And also, Woody, I would love if you would lead into facts more often with "my autism demands this." It's a very funny way to preface a sentence. My autism demands this, but that is a tortoise, not a turtle.
It's just how you should ask to get. It's just ask how you should. So you should like start intimacy with your wife.
You know what?
My autism is demanding something.
I had an autism demands this moment earlier this show when Woody said that a lemur was like an ape, and I had to be like, "That's a New World monkey with a prehensile tail."
It sounded like Mandingo. I forget the name of it already.
Yeah, it was something, but I looked it up, and it's a lemur, which are those fun, kind of the fun monkeys. They're
not the rip your face off monkeys.
Not the rip your face off monkeys.
Before I watched Chimp Crazy,
so sick.
I didn't think I could.
I started watching it.
Full grown up male dominant chimp. But I did think that, like, maybe even through the teenage years, it's being exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! Like, they just don't seem like the same thing as people. All right, that's genius. But they're far more dangerous than I realized.
It's 4 times stronger than you.
Yeah,
see,
4
it's
times.
hard to equate though because of their mechanics and their intelligence level. It's hard to know what that'll feel like in a tussle. But what it feels like is getting your face eaten off.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Animal strength is always exaggerated, or at least I think it is. I might be dumb. I hate watching like 11 bodybuilders play tug of war with a tiger. Meanwhile, the rope has like a 90-degree turn in it, and it's really friction doing the heavy lifting here. When they say chimpanzees can lift like 1,200 pounds, I'm like, okay, bench press. I want to see the thing bench press. Someone devote their time to teaching a chimp to bench press, and let's see what he can do. I'm not even sure he's stronger.
He's all pull day.
He's all pull day.
Kyle is right. Like the strength they have to pull you to them or to rip your fingers
on
off.
Purpose. I'm stacking the deck.
You're stacking the deck. Just like throwing. Like they don't do the mechanic of throwing well because they're what's the lower forearm arm?
They just need to pounce. They just need to pounce at you. Yeah. And they can pounce.
I can defeat most dogs in hand-to-hand combat. I'm 100% confident of that.
Me too. I think that also.
Owner radius.
Yeah. They.
I think I can defeat a chimpanzee. I think I could defeat a grown male chimpanzee if I had medium body armor, like riot gear.
I'm listening.
And I had like a cudgel, maybe with a spike in it, like just a good thumping tool, like something that felt. I'd want to take my time and pick it out. Not an aluminum baseball bat. We don't have enough mass. I want to break bones.
A knife. I think if you had a knife,
you up.
Ooh,
yeah, but I think if you had a knife,
he's too close.
No. You're only using it as like a means for him to hurt himself. Like that's where your brain's gonna win. He's flying. You're just like trying to have him hurt himself, jumping into your knife.
And Kyle,
like,
you said
you're
he's
making
too
yourself
close.
spiky.
I think we're imagining the armor differently. Like I want you to be pretty squeeze and bang proof.
Remember Walking Dead when like Daryl got with that group and they had that all white stormtrooper armor, like something like that. Like,
That's
like
what did they have over the face? Because it would it's smart enough to know to go for your eyes. It would blind you if it could.
They had a whole face mask.
It's also smart enough to know if you have a mask or a helmet to attempt
maybe
to
like
remove
a catcher's mask. Ooh, if you had like the wire of
those long chimp fingers, just pop.
That's crazy if you're coming at and he just like takes your helmet off.
Motorcycle helmet.
He puts it on,
unclips it.
Then he puts it on and squares up and he starts. But he squares up like old school boxer. Like, what
do you think the timeline is between like the amount of time that passes between supreme confidence and absolute panic in your battle with the chimp?
I think if he like went low and like started biting, like I think if he went low and like bit a chunk out of my thigh, I'd immediately know I fucked up, But if he
that would happen immediately? Because I do.
I think it's a coin flip. I think what might happen is you ever see Ben Askren fight what's Street Jesus' name?
Jose Masvidal. I'm close.
Jorge Masvidal. You ever see that fight? I might take him out. So what happened was Ben Askren, he's a wrestler. Jorge Masvidal, he's a funky street striker. So when the fight starts, Ben Askren is very close to a human chimpanzee. So Ben Askren comes at him, goes low, try to do it for the takedown. Masvidal knows it's coming, does this double fake, almost basketball juke, and jumps and flying knees him in the head and knocks him unfucking conscious. Now I think, look at that. See, that's what I think is going to happen when the chimpanzee comes for me. I'm going to come up with a flying knee, and I've got some pokey spikes on my knee, and I'm going to impale him through the lower jaw, and that might not kill him, but it's really going to throw him off. And then I start hitting him with the cudgel.
Dude, this thing like falls out of trees and is slightly bothered.
That's why you got to bring a lighter in WD-40. That shit'll freak him out.
Kyle, did you see that video where the MMA fighter fought the chimpanzee? It's not a fight; it's a story that he tells.
Yes, I absolutely have. Yeah.
He says, I watched it recently after Chimp Crazy. It inspired me to re-up. And first of all, I'm pretty sure it's a baby chimp. And when he first starts hitting the chimp, this guy, he's like real New York, and he's an MMA fighter, but older now. And he's like, I didn't want to hurt it. Unbeknownst to me, you can't hurt a chimp. and it's like he's made out of wood. And he's hitting it as hard as he can, punching it, elbowing it. And the chimp
cop shot that chimp.
Didn't like
Chimp
it.
Crazy a couple times. Didn't kill it. They take it.
Ran off wounded.
Yeah, remember he shot the cop, shot the chimp, and it ran under the house. It took a bunch. So yeah, he was hitting it. And he was like, the thing's not getting hurt.
That's how it goes. I've been hunting enough. It's a 9mm pistol. 9mm doesn't stop things like that, like a big angry big things that want to get you.
But this guy, did he
find answers about chimps online is so frustrating because you just have like Quora answers and Ken Saladin, who is the CEO of Ken's College of Arcane Knowledge.
He's like, hey, I'm on my break here at Home Depot. Just wanted to chime in on this chimp situation. Have you tried Bing?
It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, none of these are reliable. They're like, oh, it can rip your arms right off. I believe you, but like,
and some of the things they say seem exaggerated. Like, oh yeah, a chimpanzee can bench or curl 1,200 pounds. Get the fuck out of here. What? How did you do that? Did you I've seen a test where they measured how hard a chimp could pull, like a door handle, but not a handle, like the U kind. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I could probably generate 800 pounds of force.
I don't know about that one.
I'm picturing me like on the wall using my whole body jerk pull at the same time.
He doesn't jerk pull.
With your chimp assistant.
I think that's how they measured it. But maybe 800 is a stretch, but I bet 600. Like my whole body is 200.
My fear isn't their strength. I don't care that they're strong because they don't know how to apply it. They're going to do some crazy shit. I'm afraid of their bites and their scratches. That's the fear. It's not that he. Yeah.
Yeah, maul your face. They'll literally pull your face off by the nose.
He's going to bite your fingers off, and he's going to scratch your face off, and he's going to try to like do both at the same time. He's going to try to open your head. You've seen them dip nuggets and peel the top off of stuff and open packages. They're going to try to open you like a bag of Cheetos. So you can't let him get on top of you. You've got to have. I know I can kill it with a spear. When you give me a medieval spear with that nice, like that Spartan style, like pokey thing.
You're not even practiced.
What happens if he gets close?
He won't get close.
You can't get close. That's the thing. He's got to jump at you, and you got to hit him with it.
That's true. Warfare stopped advancing when spears were invented because there's no way to make it past.
It is true. The spear beats everything. They've tested this out. The spear beats all the other medieval weapons. They've tested this. The spear beats everything.
1v1?
Yeah.
Is that what the test
in a
was?
1v1 fight, spear beats everything. Like they've
Who tested this?
That's wild because I think the spear was the first thing they figured out.
The spear was
Maybe
one of the earliest adopted weapons, but the reason that in a group spears aren't always the best move, there's a reason that spearmen, hoplites, these phalanx guys, they always kept a side sword because inevitably someone will parry it and get through in a group. Well, this isn't 1v1. This is in a group.
The sword was was mostly used by the guys that were walking in the third or fourth row behind to finish off the fallen. It was a weapon of last resort. What you understand about the phalanx is it's not just one line of guys holding shields and another line of guys behind them with spears. It's stacked. The spears stop at 10 feet, 8 feet, 6 feet in front of the man who's leading the charge. And if you
have a dozen guys around you to do this battle, the chimp isn't going to get close enough. But if it's you alone, he can't get around my spear. The strength of a phalanx is not the individual.
He'll never get around my spear.
It's the group of spears.
That's because you're fighting a group of swordsmen with a phalanx or another.
I'm joining his phalanx.
Of phalanxes.
He backs Israel. I got to join the phalanx.
Now I'll agree with you that if the chimps form a phalanx and approach me, my single spear will not be effective.
They'll never form a phalanx, bro. Look, they're never going to form a phalanx.
I can make that underestimated since time began.
I can make that spear longer or shorter by 3 feet at a time just with my wingspan. So I can keep him the furthest reach of it. And then if he were to somehow juke, but he won't, then I can withdraw it and like aim it at him. I just have to aim the spearhead at him and poke him. Look, I know he's an animal, but you poke him a little, he's not going to like it.
Like difficult to wield if you're constantly choking up, rebalancing, and attempting to keep
balancing.
Like,
my melee weapon of choice.
A little girl.
Melee weapon of choice would be a sword, probably a club.
How long?
Whatever.
One hand, hand and a half, two-handed sword.
Hand and a half sword would be my go-to,
like a medieval double-bladed.
If I'm 1v1ing a chimp, the last thing I want is number one to present a pull to an animal with the strongest pulling strength on earth. That's a really retarded thing to do in 1v1.
This guy's a pro at grabbing sticks. He could probably grab that spear.
I need some.
Yes. Yeah. And then he'll throw the spear to the side and
communicate that to him with sign language before the fight. Does he have like a rock? Does he have like a Mickey?
It depends what kind of chimp you get. That's a mammal. They mentally
you gotta pull that spear out of his hand, Chimpo. He's an animal. He's gonna stab you with that long spear.
You've seen chimps use spears in the wild. Like they understand.
I have seen an orangutan clumsily play along with a stick before. Okay,
orangutans are less intelligent than chimps.
I've seen them swing across a tree and grab a branch, which is basically a spear.
You line up 5 chimpanzees in cages and you give me a spear of my choice and I'll fucking pile them up one after another.
All right, in cages you're correct because you can just stick through the
Me too. If I fight monkeys, I want to fight them in cages and I have a phalanx with my friends.
Taylor, orangutans are the smartest great ape. Is a chimp not a great ape?
Orangutans are smarter than chimps?
I help monkey Taylor.
No, orangutans are the smartest.
There's no way. Chimps are smarter,
Google it.
No, I think the orangutan's the smartest one.
Baby.
I think they can communicate and stuff.
Thing. I've taken your title.
I'm gonna be so fucking pissed if this is right.
You don't get his title on one fact. Come on, you don't bring one fact.
You're only as good as your last fight, baby. Taylor, what are you learning?
It says human, orangutan, chimpanzee, spider monkey.
Oh, this is not the first time you've underestimated
spider monkey over gorilla. Look, All right, spider monkey over gorilla is evidence that this is horseshit. Spider monkeys are not more
Find
intelligent.
another
than gorilla.
resource. What
Well, are spider monkeys a great
Quora
ape?
and listen to this weirdo's opinion. Let's see. Let's see what he thinks about it.
Oh,
Are
man.
they a great ape? Spider
What?
monkeys?
No, they're not.
So.
No, it's like gorillas, orangutans,
Humans
chimpanzees.
and chimps?
Well, that's simians, right? Like
This
that's
is the
just
only
wrong.
thing in this episode that I'm
together.
actually going to be annoyed about a little bit later. I think you're right. That's so. Fuck.
What's really crazy?
What is this?
Oh, Zach backs me up. But hold on. I'm a scientist, and so I like to look, and I see number 6 coyote above gorilla, and I really don't like that. And there's no fucking way a raven is more intelligent than a bonobo.
This
which
is a
just
cylinder
basically
task, though. What is-
a subspecies of chimp?
But what is
This is
cylinder task?
Cylinder task is they want to get something that's in a graduated cylinder full of water, and they how long it takes them to learn that they need to put rocks into the water to raise the level of the water to acquire the thing that's down in the cylinder floating on top of the water.
Yep, Kyle explained it perfectly. And chimps, that's
that video
surprising.
Now that we're checkmating Taylor because he clearly doesn't know anything about this redeemed you shit. I'm seeing it now. Well, now that we're proving Taylor right.
Taylor fact checked me and came up with the same thing I did. Zach hunted high and low to avoid ever getting a bonus again and succeeded.
The bonus was my idea.
I agreed.
Everyone agreed. Who's going to not agree? Nah.
I don't like putting ravens
video is
even in the same conversation.
This video is a guy with a spear fighting a guy with a long sword. And it's clear, it's exactly what I'm saying. And if a man who knows how to fight a spear, and he also has a sword, can't deal with a man with a spear, how is a wild, stupid animal going to do? And keep in mind, this orangutan is not a trained fighter. This is his first fight against a person. Well, I mean,
that's
maybe.
true, but like also, so
and I've been practicing all day.
Predictability is an important part of a fight like this.
Minutes, if not hours, of experience.
Like these guys, I'm watching the video.
Prisoners or something. Harley knows a guy.
These guys are fighting like another human, and so like there is an understanding of what a human is going to do when they're trained in battle. So like what that like the back step, the side step.
So it'd be much harder to fight a human.
You might be surprised that chimp takes the spear, eats it through the chest, and keeps going.
Is this Airbud rules? Do you think the chimpanzee would also be great at basketball?
Do you think the swordsman has the agility of a fucking chimp? Of course he doesn't. If he did, he would have sidestepped the spear and tore the guy's throat out with his chimp fangs.
No, I think the fear should be that the chimp can can take that hit and still probably have a few minutes of rage left.
If he's impaled, he's dying rapidly.
I think you're underestimating an adrenaline chimp with your spear in it.
Kyle always underestimates adrenaline-filled chimp.
He's going to push through it. He's going to be face-to-face with you.
I was going to make a joke there, but I'm not. I wanted to. Oh, it hurts.
Isn't that
the racism
worst?
demands it.
It's a racist. Hey, I knew it was a racist.
You know what? Go for it. Fire away.